Hey guys, welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to break down SKYQ and how you could avoid getting caught in the top of this move, and also how we found trade opportunities today and how we caught a 40% trade on SKYQ this pre-market session. It was beautiful. So we're going to break this down. What we're going to do is take a look at the start here. SKYQ started around, let's see, 236 was its low, hit a high of 641 by 7:38 a.m. Eastern time in the pre-market session. So if you're a pre-market trader like I am, I start trading typically around 7 a.m. Eastern time or just before. I like to get prepared for that 7 a.m. push. And I'm watching for volume on these types of plays. This is a continuation setup. We're going to add a few indicators here. Let's go ahead and add our invite only. We've got our 1 minute bullish pivot pro. Let's also go ahead and add our, we're going to add the, let's go with the confirmation support resistance. And let's go with the Trend IQ. The Trend IQ is going to let us know whether or not it was a high quality setup or a low quality setup right out of the gate. And that's going to be really important for us to really mitigate risk. So knowing this one, as we look at this Trend IQ on this indicator, let me go to our confirmation support resistance. I'm going to add a filter here, 50,000 share filter. Hit OK. And that will eliminate some of these lines we'll see on the chart. There we go. Cleaned it up a little bit, right? So now on the Trend IQ, if I turn these other indicators off for just a minute, we're just going to focus on what you're seeing just above me here. The Trend IQ, what we're looking at is the float size is not listed, which we do have the float size listed elsewhere, so we're not concerned about that. We know it has volume, right? We can look down here on our volume histogram. We've got that high volume. That's what we're looking for. We've got moderate volume, a little bit of low volume spurts, and then we just picked up with volume and just took off from here. So we're going to break this down. This is a 10-second chart. Let's go to a 1 minute chart just to get a cleaner picture of what happened. So cleaner picture here, 1 minute chart, lots of volume. Okay, we have that. We're great. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Top of the move, 641. Bottom of the move, 242. All right, so the Trend IQ is letting us know this trade type is a quick trade or lotto trade. So yes, it has news, right? Yes, it has volume. But what it doesn't have is that clean levels above, that clean open type of chart. The reason for it is we have bag holders. We have recent resistance on this chart. So if I add our confirmation support resistance, that's what it's designed to do. Look for those bag holders. Look for those key levels. So as we're gapping up, we can trade these levels. We can trade this gap in each one of these gaps. However, we know there's a lot of resistance on this chart. Okay, so we can see that there's a lot of resistance here. And that's with a 50,000 share filter on there. If I didn't have a filter and put it to 0, you'll see even more lines on there. So you can see this. And what this is and what this is showing, guys, is something that we go over all the time. This in here is a cluster of resistance. So we'll go ahead and write that in here. Let me go ahead and shade it so you guys understand and can see that zone, that area right there. Let's go with, let's type in here and put a cluster of resistance. Now, what I'm saying, if I could spell right, there we go. A cluster of resistance. What I'm saying with that, and we'll go ahead and shade it a little darker, is basically this is an area that is going to give us a lot of resistance, a lot of trouble. And the reason for that is, I'll bring it to the front here. The reason for that is this cluster of resistance is basically just a congestion of resistance lines, resistance levels. These lines represent previous resistance levels that are now holding weight as possible current resistance levels, right? They're previous levels of interest. So what's happening is now we have this cluster of resistance here. We know that even though it's gapping up, even though it has news, it has volume, it has, a low float, it's got everything that we're looking for. The problem is that it still has that cluster of resistance. So we're expecting choppy price action in that cluster of resistance. And if we look at our Trend IQ, which is this indicator over here, I'll turn the others off again just to make it clear to see. This indicator lets us know that the high was 656. So as we're gapping up, and even though we're gapping into these resistance levels, we know there's recent resistance in that area. We know that there's trouble in that area. So we know to mitigate risk by adjusting our size, our stop levels, keep it tight, trade maybe a little bit more or less aggressive, right? So smaller size. That's basically what we're looking at something like this. A cluster of resistance, that's an area of value that's going to basically be just a congestion of resistance area. It's a resistance. Look at this, 588 all the way to 688 on the side here. You can see this as we scroll up and down on the side price axis. You can see 688 top of that move. So if we closed above that 688, that's where I'm really interested, because that's where we could squeeze and continue and just have that squeeze momentum. The fact that we didn't close above that level. The fact that we bumped our heads into this cluster of resistance multiple times is the red flag. It's the warning sign letting us know, hey, be careful, right? You're fighting old resistance. That's what's happening. And so because you're fighting old resistance, you're getting this choppy price action. But look at this. Even though it's choppy, when we peaked up over here, and you guys will see if I rewind on this chart. Let me do something here. I'm going to go back into the settings, put a 50,000 share filter on our confirmation support resistance. Now we have less lines, right? That's all it's doing, cleaning it up a little bit. Now, as we're gapping up, sure, this is a tradable level, right? This is a tradable level, but we know because of the conditions that we're seeing, this isn't A plus, right? It's not our A plus setup. But regardless, caught a 40% trade on this in the pre-market, trading breaking news, high volume, and a smaller size. That's the key thing, a smaller size. And now I'm more comfortable trading a smaller size. If you start to trade aggressive and large size in every single trade, guys, your backside is just going to be clinched up, right? We want to be careful with that because if you do it every single trade, those losses are going to completely eat away those profits, right? So we want to be careful with that. So instead, what I do is I adjust based on the conditions and what we see, and I trade two different setups for low float stocks: a bounce setup or a continuation setup. And my favorite setup is a continuation setup. This was not a continuation setup. It is a continuation setup if a major if there is that major if just bumping its head there. If we can close over recent resistance. Recent resistance is through 656. Okay, that's great. 656 is up here. We have a line, a level. If we zoom in on the side here, we do have a line and level of 656. There's our confirmation key zone. But, major but here, we have a cluster of resistance. So even though that's the key level, and yes, I may trade that level, I'm not going to trade full size and aggressive as can be. Why? Because I know I have a cluster of resistance through that 669 and all the way through that $7 and 723. We have that cluster, right? So knowing that cluster is there is my concern, and knowing that red flag before ever taking the trade can help us mitigate risk before getting into these trades. So if you took a hefty loss in SKYQ, guys, I'm sorry to hear that. It is possible. Low float stocks are extremely dangerous on both, long and short plays, right? This was a long play that I'm speaking of, but if you were in the short side, of course, there's some opportunity there too, but I'm sure short traders on the move up were getting caught in something nasty too. But regardless, SKYQ bumped its head into our cluster of resistance. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off the confirmation support resistance. We know what that's telling us. It's telling us there's a bunch of resistance in the way. Be careful. Okay, so our trend IQ, same thing. It's letting us know quick trades or lotto trades. This is not something where you want to trade aggressive. It's not A plus. It's not continuation. Okay, we know that. So let's turn that off. Now let's focus on the 1 minute Bullish Pivot Pro. This indicator is going to be specifically looking for momentum setups and really helping us mitigate risk. So one thing I want to do, just like I did in the CYCN video, I believe it was, we'll go ahead and come down here. I'm going to double click on the indicator, go to the settings down below, trend strategy preset. I'm going to go to quick trend. That's how I like to have mine. You can, have your settings whatever you prefer, but this indicator is something that I love to trade with. So looking at this, make it really easy. I'll change this to green again, just like I did in the last video. And there we go. All right. Green good, red bad. It's that simple, right? Let's just draw a line on the chart. And if we get above, great, I'll trade it long side. If we get below, we can trade it short side or stay out of the way, right? All right. So looking at SKYQ, look at this. As we popped up with news, with volume, look down below, volume. Okay, we've got volume. We've got news. This is not continuation. This is a bounce setup. We want to be careful. We want to trade smaller size, lotto size, something we're comfortable trading and not, getting all worked up about. SKYQ traded above its key level right here. So we had that first initial pop, low volume on the first candle, pulled back, failed the support. Okay, let's go ahead and map out this area that was valuable. This is valuable. The reason this is valuable, okay, if I zoom back on this chart all the way back here, just like I do here, if I zoom out and replay this chart on TradingView, you'll see that what we have is this long signal. This is a long trend signal. We reversed the direction. We have these BVTs, a bullish vertical trend, letting us know it's stretching out, it's extending. So if you're in the trade, maybe take some profit. If you're not in the trade, maybe wait for a little breather or cool off. This thing just took off all the way to 439. It was an impressive move. So if you measure that out, that's a 32% move in a matter of minutes. Let's go ahead and count those minutes up. We're talking 8 minutes. 8 minutes, guys. 32% in 8 minutes. Again, just amazing, right? And this is the second day of April. We started with CYCN. We got a 35% there trade on that one, over 40% almost. This one, 40% trade on SKYQ. As I hit play, you'll see it continued here. All of a sudden, we pulled back. So there we go. This is beautiful. See that? A lot of traders would look at that as a bad thing, but that's not a bad thing. We're getting a breather. We're cooling off a little bit. We were extended. We know that. Pulled back, gave a bearish signal. All of a sudden, there's your bullish signal. It must stay above the recent pivot zone. This is that pivot zone. And all of a sudden, we have the trend zone in our direction as well. So we have both the trend and the strategy pointing in the same direction. So it's all green and go for long trades, right? Okay. Now we're seeing a pivot zone at the top of this. Let's see what happens. Let's hit play. There we go. Another entry. So it pulled back, gave a close above the pivot. There's your entry, continued higher. Now, again, if you're in this position and you're using this trend area and trend support, that green band, if you're using that to stay in your trade, guess what? Look at this trade here, guys. You got in over here with that high volume, that news. It's 100%. Just beautiful, right? We know we have the BVT. It is extended. That means it's a bullish vertical trend. Another red flag, excuse me. That means we need to be careful. A BVT means it's extended. It may need a breather. Doesn't mean it will happen, but if I'm trading it and I see that type of condition, I'm either adjusting my size or I'm taking profit, right? So we can continue here and see what happens. Hit play. Okay, there's our pivot zone. So at this point, until it gets above that pivot zone, we are not bullish, right? We are in a bullish trend because of this band here, but we are not in a bullish strategy here. We are not above that pivot zone. So we're basically mixed, and that's not where I love to trade. So if we hit play, all of a sudden we failed that level. Let's see what happens. All of a sudden we got back above the level, gave a little trade there. It's a small trade, nothing crazy. We continue playing here. You can see it failed again. And this at this point, we're getting towards market open. And what we're doing now, guys, is because we've already peaked out over here and because we know we have that cluster of resistance, if I add back on our confirmation support and resistance, and because we know that this is a lower quality type setup, when we look at this, we know that this is going to be dangerous. At this point, it is saying that it is continuation watch, but that's because it got close to this level. Let me rewind again. Let's go back to this point, right before that ever happened. So let's go to here and see what happens. See what the trend IQ said here. Well, it still says continuation watch. I believe if we went a little farther back, let's see if I go farther back like here, I think it will show up as a lotto trade. Yeah, so there we go. So before we got up to those levels, we know that we have a cluster of resistance. It's a quick trade or lotto trade type of setup. It eventually got itself to a continuation zone and in that area, but regardless, we have to close above that cluster of resistance. Otherwise, we're going to get choked out by that pressure. So if we hit play here, all of a sudden we continue. You can see where it flipped to continuation. That's where it flipped to continuation once we gapped up here all the way to 641. We see that zone. We know exactly what we're looking for. We want it to close over that level. That's another thing, too. If I hit back on this one more time, you'll see on the trend IQ, look at this. Resistance through 656. That was before this ever happened, before it got to that 656. So it knew 656 was an area of value. Hit play. We continue through. All of a sudden, we pull back at that area. That's our area of value. 641 was the high. We continue higher just a little bit later in the pre-market, I believe. And so at this point, guys, this is the back end of the move. So even though it gave some signs of life right there, that's dangerous, right? That's a risky type of move. So hit play here because what's happening is, again, we have that cluster of resistance, this cluster right here of resistance that we need to contend with. So at this point, market opened. Okay. So now we are open. Market is open. Now, why do we not love this setup? The reason we don't love this pivot zone and this setup, even though it gave a little sign of life and gave a little scalp setup, if that's what you're looking for, this is the back end of the move. If we're looking for continuation, it's got to close above the recent resistance. Recent resistance on our trend IQ is 656. We're trading around $5, right? This is a back end of the move. We're not believing in this to be continuation. This is a bounce watch all of a sudden. So let's hit play and see what happens. We can see her bumping our heads against that resistance. All of a sudden, let's see. Okay, we gave a little sign of life, back bearish, 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 and we're just trickling down pretty much throughout the day. And at this point, these little moves and pivots that you're seeing, a lot of traders get excited about those. But guys, what happened was, and the way you can avoid getting caught in this mess is just by taking your profit and getting out of the market. You don't have to sit in the market all day long and keep trading and give back your profit, right? When I made a 40% trade this morning, I did take trades after that, but I greatly adjusted my size at that point. Because at that point, my mind switches from finding the opportunity to retaining my profit. And one way I know how to retain my profit is by shutting it down. We had opportunity all the way here to a high of, let's see, 641, all by 7:38 a.m. Eastern time. So for me and a lot of our traders in our community, we were able to take advantage of the breaking news, high volume, and the trade setups that we saw here. And then we took advantage of that price action and volume, because even though the news, it was helpful, whatever, I don't really care. I don't care about the news. I don't care about what's the context of that news. I don't care. I care about volume. I care about price action, and I care about our indicators and what is it telling me? Is it a high quality setup or is it a low quality setup? And knowing those bits of information before we ever take a trade, I think it's so important, guys. So if you want to learn more about this, if you want to learn more about momentum trading, visit our website, bullishboblive.com. And if you want to learn more each day and join in our live sessions, I trade live Monday through Friday with our team going over these setups. We had a great April 1st, a great April 2nd. That's it for the week. We've locked in our profit. We're going to carry over that cushion to Monday because we have tomorrow off for Good Friday. But guys, SKYQ, how do you avoid these type of losses? Guys, get in, get green, get out. Stick to your strategy rules and stop over trading, right? If you start over trading and trading the backside of these moves, you can see it's simple, right? Just on a 1-minute chart, this is a bearish direction, right? We do have high volume, sure, but high volume and a low flow and news, that's not enough to say that it's worth trading. That's not enough to say it's an A+ setup. So remember the trade that you're, or the setup you're trading, excuse me. And if you are looking to learn something like that, you can join our elite program here, and you'll see that you'll get access to our elite members playbook. This playbook was designed specifically for our elite members. It breaks down all of those types of setups. It breaks down everything momentum trading related and my experience over the years. So if you want to learn through this, you can just hop in here and you can see chapter 9, assessing setup quality, continuation versus bounce watch. Click on that. You can open this up and start reading and understanding. And we've got examples for visual learners down below. We have a full elite membership and elite learning center at our website as well. So guys, if you found any value in this video, thumbs up, share it with a trader, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.